All right, guys. Hey, what is going on? It is Monday. This is your Monday Madness. What we're going to do is usually Monday, Wednesday are our kind of market updates, what we're going to look at and stuff like that. And so that's kind of what we're going to do. We're going to look at some charts, definitely, but we're also going to look at the market, see if we can identify any trends. And of course, you guys know that Tuesdays and Thursdays, those are our main chart videos that we do. And don't forget, on Fridays, we do the market wrap up and stuff like that. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. What I want you to do is I know that you see my screen right here. Guys, this is the Traders War Room storefront. And if you want to get these alerts that we push out all the time, man, absolute fire alerts like the trade we got on IWM, Tesla, SPY, you name it, man. Definitely you can check these out here. We got multiple platforms, something for everybody. We got the penny stock platform, we got the text message alerts. Now, this one is extremely popular because it's very simple. You just get alerts sent to you entry and exit via text message, and it doesn't have all the dings and pings like you do on the more aggressive platforms. But if you like the aggressive platforms because they come with a lot of the other, bells and whistles, we got you covered because we got the Discord with 3 packages: a basic, we got a pro membership, and an elite membership. Elite membership is the all-encompass, man. This is the flagship one. This is the everything we got. We put it out to you right there, the elite Discord. And then of course we got the instant message Telegram for some of you people that can't get the Discord or you just prefer the Telegram platform. We have a simple over there 2 channel, one alert channel, one chat channel, and it's very popular as well. So definitely come take a look at it, check it out. We also got the website. I've been telling you guys, we got a great website. We do constant updates on it all the time. Our website engineer is fantastic. He does a great job doing the background work to keep us up and running. So definitely come check it out because we got the classes here. We also have the trading platform links where you can also access our mentoring section. Now, one thing I want to talk about this mentoring because this is becoming popular right now because the market's kind of hot, but the hot streak where it's the boom consistently and the trend is going to kind of subside a little bit. And then it's going to get back into kind of the choppiness where you got to really be able to dig in with your strategies and stuff like that. We got you covered, guys. So you can come to TWR, you can get this one-on-one mentoring. We do it just like we're doing here with the Zoom session. We set up the appointment, our secretary books it, sends you out an email, makes all the contacts and everything based off of your schedule and the TWR staff schedule. And then we book out the session in hour blocks or 30-minute blocks. We don't do the phone call stuff. We want to be face to face. We want to show you the charts and stuff like that. And we record it so you get to keep the recording as a reference tool. So definitely, if that's something you're into, come check it out. Now, enough chit chat, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the video. As always, if you're ready, follow me and let's go to Traders War Room, baby. Let's get it right now. All right, like normal, I'm going to go ahead and take my video off because I want you guys to focus on the charts. So what we have here is a basic screener, and we looked for things that kind of made some moves today, all right? And at the top of the list, of course, we got a whole thing of about 58 stocks here that we're going to cover some of these. But we want to go ahead and kind of look at what the market did first before we get into this, all right? So before we get into the whole thing, I would just want to cover the market just so we got an understanding, all right? Dow Jones right here, right? We got the S&P and then we got the NASDAQ, okay? Notice the NASDAQ was the one that kind of had the big switch in the indexes. You also had your S&P though, which did fairly well at the beginning. So in the morning, kind of we hit this little block here that you can see, kind of this, I call it the lunchtime slump. We kind of hit this midday slump, and then we kind of came in and kind of fizzed out a little bit. I still think we got a little more juice in the tank, but looking at these, and I think we can go ahead and get a little bit of pops in certain sectors. And then, of course, you got your NASDAQ over here, which was the big one that came out the gate swinging, boom, hitting extreme highs, came down just like the rest of them, and it kind of fizzed out a little bit. But all of these closed fairly tight going into the close. And so hopefully we're anticipating a gap up tomorrow. That would be great to get some continuation onto the bullish trend run. And that's what everyone's having. Over here, of course, you got your heat map. And you guys know that I pay attention to the Forex market. So I'm always interested in what's going on in the global side of the house. And when you look at the Forex, you can definitely check it out, seeing what's doing and what's not. And if you guys haven't been trading Forex with me, you guys are missing out, man, because the Forex trades and the Forex market is hot, hot, hot right now, guys. It's absolutely killer. Let's go ahead and look and pull this up. All right, so we got our market ETFs. Let's go ahead and go into the ETF market. Let's look at the Nasdaq. All right, TQ is really banging right now. Very popular. TQ is a popular one that you can go both long and short on, depending on the trend. Of course, this is a bullish one. The SQ. Right here, this one's the bearish one. So obviously, if the market was you were betting on the push, you would go the inverse on this one. And if you're betting on the dump, then you would go the inverse again, right? This one right here, this is bull. So if the market is bullish, you go long. If it's bearish, you go short. And these are the two most popular ones that people like to trade, with the TQ being the most popular one. The VIX, a lot of people look at the VIX and they look at the VIX as one of those market sentiment type of ETFs. Okay. So when you're looking at the VIX, you really want to pay attention to, kind of how the VIX is playing out. And it gives you a good understanding of where the market sentiment is at. Usually the VIX, when we're, in a greed type of market where it's not as risky, you'll see the VIX at lower levels. Once the market starts to get a little bit more speculative and people get a little bit more fear into the market, you'll start to see the VIX rise up a little bit. So the VIX is an important kind of benchmark that you want to pay attention to when you're doing this. Let's look at the popular stocks today. So we had some high dividend stocks, earnings beyond expectations. This really what is since we're hitting right into the earnings season, this is really what we're paying attention to. All right. So we want to definitely look at what's going on with the stocks. We want stocks right now. The earnings kind of idea that's surrounding is show me the money. That's the type of earnings that people want to see. You got to be able to show the money, and you want top and bottom line beats, and you want forward guidance that's upbeat with projections of, positive net revenue and positive, margin shares and all this stuff going forward. So that's really what the investors are looking at right now. You'll probably have a few that'll maybe come in line with expectations and maybe even, suffer a little bit, but their forward guidance and the projection will be pretty good. That'll get some investors interested because the stock maybe, excuse, yeah, to sneeze. Oh, sorry about that. Because the stock may have already been beat up for a little bit, and it might present itself for a good opportunity to go ahead and get in. Notice Mulan did the little split thingy. So Mulan's been pumping up, kind of getting into this, dollar area where it's at. Not really, I don't think it's worth anything. As you can see, even as they did that split, it's still heading to the downside. So I'd be shorting Mulan all over the place. Looking at the earnings calendar, you can kind of see the estimates. That's what I like to do about when you do your market updates. I like to look at what's going on with popular stocks, what's going on with some earnings, and then I always want to go ahead and go into the 52 weeks high. Who made new 52 weeks high? DWAC is making some moves. Okay. Also, a runner off of DWAC is Foon. That has to do with former President Trump and his campaign and stuff like that. So, whether you like him or hate him, you can make money off of some momentum that rolls along with his particular name. We also have, I'm not really familiar with the real brokerage. You had a 52-week high. This might present an opportunity to go ahead and hop into some shares long on this one. Worth a gamble. It's fairly cheap. It'd be nothing to go ahead and buy 100 shares of this and just see if you can get potentially a 2x on your investment over a year period. Immune, AMD. I thought AMD actually sunk. Okay, so it hit. Okay, it hit a new high, 174.72. All right. Oh, this on the day. It's going to the hour. Oh, that's why. Okay. Because in pre-market, it hit an all-time high, and then we had a little bit of a cooling off period. I'll be watching AMD. AMD's very popular, got some negative news going on today, but we could easily see people taking profits, and we could see another leg to the downside. Very easy. Just like when NVDA had that huge run, right? And then they had a little bit of negative news. You saw a dramatic decrease. People were just taking money off the table because this is speculative, because a lot of people are buying into the idea that artificial intelligence is going to be, trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars. And then you got some analysts that came out today that said, hang on, guys, because the projection of artificial intelligence, I think, is inflated. And we got some of these companies, while they're good, and stuff like that, they're getting evaluations way above what they're actually able to produce and stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with this tomorrow. Do we get the bump and then go break our previous highs, or are we going to get a little bump and then probably sink down? So I'll be interested to see what happens. I would not be surprised if we get a little bit of a jump at the beginning of the market and then we start to slide a little bit in this particular stock just because it's made a pretty decent run. I mean, when we look on a day chart, it was below $100 over here in October, and we're already at like 174, 168 at the close. So definitely I could see the case for some um cool down. Let's go new high, near high, new low. Let's look at some new lows. What I like about these, when you're looking at new lows, guys, I like to look at these for potentials of buy-ins. Okay, save. This is one of those that was dealing with the airline fiasco and stuff like that. This might be a good opportunity, a cheaper stock to go ahead and buy into some of these. Okay, we also got Canu Health. All right, this is a lot of these you're going to see are pretty cheap stocks that are making some decent new lows. Some of these are going to be ones that you want to go ahead and jump on. iRobot is one that I'm really invested in. I think this will give a good opportunity for a buy-in over here. The deal with Amazon absolutely killed it, but we got a decent looking chart where we probably are looking for a potential run to go clear this gap of some of that we just lost here recently. We got an inside bar on top of a pretty, we had a big wick to the upside, a huge wick to the downside, but then we had some tight price action on the day. Inside bar on the top and bottom of those wicks. That one's one of those that you probably want to pay attention, put your finger on, and put yourself a little chart thing maybe here at like 18 or so. You start to close above 18, you may want to think about going long on that one. So, right. And let's go ahead and look at the next one. And here's your leading industries, okay? We one day gives you a little bit. We like to look at the 5 day at least, okay? We want things that give us some details, all right? Semiconductor still the hottest. School, college, and universities. Don't get spun up on this stuff too much. A lot of these Chinese stocks, they're real cheap and they just shoot up and shoot down and stuff. Investment holding companies, you're starting to see those come back. That's kind of a new trend that you're going to see. Remember when the SPACs were real popular? You're starting to see these investment holding companies kind of pop up a little bit more and get more popular and stuff like that. So we'll be paying attention to that. Computers, headphones, networking. We got some communications networking stocks up at the end of the week. Software and IT, Foon, we talked about that. That's associated with the DWAC, the home building construction. Paying attention to Home Depot and Lowe's really because they definitely were struggling today. So we'll pay attention to them. Let's go ahead and go back to the screener. All right, guys. We covered our basis with the market update. Let's go ahead and start looking at some stocks, okay? So, UPath. All right. Remember, bird's eye view approach. This one's not going to be chart centered. We're going to look at a few of these, but you could do the same setup like I do with the charts. Basically, we're just looking for good things that are looking like potential for us to go ahead and make some money. So anytime we do this, we're looking at 6 months out, right? I like the 4 hour chart. We're going to go ahead and get a fresh screen and we can pull it over just a little bit. And we noticed we had this little push here, this kind of this wedge thing, right? And we ended up failing. I want you guys to take note of this trend here or this pattern, okay? All right. I could go anywhere on there, but I want you just to take note when you see these patterns, right? All right. Anytime you see stuff like this, all right, where you're starting to get tight, okay? Now it could have easily broke to the upside, absolutely, but it ended up breaking to downside. But the point being in these is when you see these broadening, right, formations, and you start to see them get tight, and get tight, 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 they're going to come to a decision point, okay? And the decision point usually lines up with the price action. And you're either, obviously, you're going to make an explosive move to the upside, or you're going to make an explosive move to the downside. This one being like an ascending wedge, usually, especially unless it has some sort of real catalyst event that is giving it the push it needs to make that next level to the upside, this is usually going to suffer and come down for a pullback, okay? And typically, just like we see here, right? You get your pullback to about this level. Let's go ahead and get these out of here. All right. You get your pullback, and your pullback was about there, right? We're just eyeballing it here. But when you look at where your pullback was at compared to where your breakout main body price action was compared to, where you were kind of at, it looks very similar, does it not? Okay. That's typically what you're going to see. Usually you're going to see about the same range from the breakout, right? On the pullback, you'll see about 50% retrace on that pullback. That goes into that theory of the fibs, okay? This also goes into the theory of your rectangular formation where, you're kind of setting yourself up for box stuff. I bet if we did the fibs on here, right? Let's go and put some fibs on, okay? It does just about that. All right. Yeah, so here's my two lines I wrote earlier. Right. Go ahead and change the color on them so it makes sense. It's not confusing. Okay. You can see it right there. Okay. The fibs pretty close to what we were talking about. All right. Obviously there's going to be a little discrepancy, but you could see what we were talking about with the pullback coming here, the pullback coming back down to this area. Okay. And then now we're holding and it's actually bouncing in here. So the idea is if we break this zone here, the likelihood would be to make a run towards this. Now, the lines that we put previously that are now orange, right? These are good lines that we did ourselves. It's not based off of mathematical. We did these based off of price action on the charts. And what we're looking at is we can now give ourselves boxes of probability. So we got the fibs as one indicator to give us, a little confirmation. So we break from here, right? We close above this fib line. We're looking for the push towards our line where we're expecting some sort of resistance. And if we break the resistance, we can look for continuation up to the next line, right? If we fail, then we can look for the retrace back to the fib line. And then potentially failing here would bring us back to our support line where we'd be expecting a little bit of a bounce or continuation on a bearish trend down to the next line. So just food for thought. The reason I'm showing you this is because I want you guys not to get so stuck on one way of doing it. I want you guys to have a couple ways of doing different things, but you're using your one main strategy and you're utilizing at least three other items. I always say three reasons why to push to buy. Okay. You want three different things to give you confirmation on why that's a good trade to take. On this particular trade here, I'd be leaning more to the bull side of the house, making the push towards these previous levels here. And that's the way I would probably play this one coming out of this gate. As long as we can hold this level here where we're kind of flagging, I'd like for it to push and go kind of attack some of these levels here. So maybe about $1 to $2 move to the upside. Affirm. Affirm wicked out pretty hard here at the top. I don't know if we can hold this level. But fintech has been doing okay. I would not be surprised if we come to clear this gap down here at the 42, and see if we're ready to actually be elevated up on this price because not too long ago, as you can see, we were 13 bucks on Affirm. Okay, so it's made a hell of a run. Okay, I would not be surprised if people start taking some bread off the table. We got a nice cup starting to form. We need to get the handle. Okay, the handle gives us our confirmation on deciding which way we're going to go on the break, up or down. If we're playing it on the day, we're just literally playing the trend. Okay, we're putting triggers just over price action and we're waiting for triggers to go off so we can make trades towards and exceeding our trigger levels. PLTR, this is one of my favorite ones going into this week and into next week. long PLTR. I think we have a good case for finding our support here, breaking to the upside, and making a run towards 20. Okay, PLTR likes to run hard. I think there's no reason why, as long as we anything short of some sort of news article or something that comes out negative on PLTR, I think we got a good case for making the push to the upside. And I think, it's ready. It's ready. We've been kind of sideways trading. We've been range trading for a while. I mean, when you look at this is definition of sideways trading. Okay. When you're real tight on your range, because I mean we can come here and we can come here, right? And notice, oops, and notice overall, real tight price action. And then we come right in the middle with the 50-50 line. And I bet that's where our medium potato action is at. Yep, 1711. So that gives us kind of our guide, right? We stay above this line. We're looking for a bullish continuation up towards our line. We're expecting resistance. We close below this line. We're looking for probably bearish retrace back down here to go test these lower levels. Roblox. I want you guys to pay attention to Roblox. I'm liking Roblox. We came out of the consolidation to the downside like we thought. I mean, I put this on here, this chart on here before, right? And we talked about this. Okay, we had our levels. All right. We came out of consolidation. We popped to the bottom like we thought we would, coming out of here for a two-leg strategy, creating that H, right? That H formation. Right. And then we popped up pretty hard. So now the idea is the retest of this area to see if we truly are ready to hold. Was this just negative Nancy news that kept us down? Because we held the levels. Did people kind of get ideas to come in? And the analysts like this one as well. So I am bullish on Roblox. I think as long as we can keep where we're at and start making ways towards this area here, I'll be going long on Roblox. I prefer us to go ahead and break this line here, this 42, 43 area before I look to swing long. So I'll be playing this on the day, most likely. May not swing unless I really feel the volumes coming in a little bit more. But as you can see down here, the volume is starting to creep up and we're below our histogram, starting to creep up to the upside. And the only indicator that's given us oversold conditions or overbought conditions is the RSI, but that's okay because the RSI can definitely show divergence. When we're looking at the squeeze, we look at the MACD, we got our main chart looking pretty good to the upside. That's giving us 3 reasons why to push to buy. And then we have a little bit of divergence, which is okay because the RSI doesn't run very well when you're in a high volume, high liquid trending market. Okay. It's better when you're in a less trendy market because the trend is your friend on this, and RSI is still going to come. I mean, you can look at the RSI swing to the downside, swing high here and swing way low here, but you didn't even dip that far, right? And then you got these here. RSI comes here, it stays elevated, and then just on this little dip here, completely crashes. Okay, so just be cautious. We definitely go into the trades with a little bit of reservations, but at some point you got to pull the trigger next and just hope that your due diligence did good things. Western Digital, guys, this is Western Digital is being queued by big money investors to be the next runner-up to NVDA. Okay, Western Digital is what the big money is talking about other than NVDA. They're not talking about AMD. They're not talking about some of these other ones. Okay, they're talking about Western Digital. And I have to do a little bit more research on it, but I want you guys to put your finger on Western Digital, and you got to watch this one. Okay, we can go ahead and make a little trade idea for this one. We're just going to use the price action. We're going to put trigger here, trigger there. There's a top, there's a bottom, and that's what we're looking for right now. About 574. So we're looking for close above 58 for continuation long. We're looking for a close below 56.75 for continuation short, retracing back towards this area. Rivian, we don't care. Snow. I hope you guys, we did snow the other day, and I hope you guys took my advice because I'm long snow. Um, but snow absolutely did what we thought it was going to do. It's going to come back up here and retest this peak here. Now, this is the time I think snow is going to be able to actually break through. And when snow breaks, I think we have a good case for a pretty decent return. Okay. So when we look at snow, just going to do some quick DI on this one because this one's a good trade to make some real good money on. Okay, some potential high risk, high reward on this one. Okay, but you got 199 to 183, right? So 200, you got about $13 move, $17 move, right? We can look for a potential, anywhere between a 12 and $15 push to the upside, which could put us there at about 210, 215. And that would be a great move. So if you got the money, it's juiced up a little bit with premium. If you got the money, we start to get more increase in volume and we keep a bullish trend in the market. We're going to go ahead and expect a breakout in snow and we're going to look towards 215. That's going to be our target. SMCI ran again, guys. I mean, absolutely just took off the other day. You had a little bit of a pullback and then just swam again, man. 485. Then it pulled back a little bit, 439. But man, absolute killer. I mean, look where this stock was at back in June, guys. 213. Now 485, man. Doubled it in less than a year. Killer stock. I'd be looking for the potential pullback. Well, you kind of got a pennant forming here due to the pullback. All right. Right. You got your pennant forming due to the pullback. So what you want to look for is you want to look for breaking points. Okay. I would not be surprised if we break and we go test this previous low here, right? Probably find some resistance. And if we were to break below this previous low, we got a huge shelf from here to here that we can go down. And we're usually when you find that shelf, you're going to go 50-50 in between that area. We'd be looking about there, 386, 385. However, we break to the upside. I think we have a good case to go re-attack this previous high that we hit and see if we can hold that level. Fortnite. I like this one. Um, this pattern here, it's a nice ascend, not too sharp, but we definitely had some dumpy dumps, consolidation, and a huge dump where you saw a lot of buy-in coming in. So now we got back up to level and we kind of have a nice steady incline. And I can see the case for a push back up towards 67 or so. So we got maybe $5 move to the upside on this one. Coin. I know you guys were bearish with me when I told you guys coin over here down to 125 and we hit the mark. Okay, we did exactly what we thought we were going to do. We were right on the money with that particular trade. But now I am looking long on this one. All right, I am looking long on this one. As long as we can keep crypto stay fairly bullish. I don't know why did I put it there. Crypto can stay fairly bullish. I think we have a good case for a potential push and to go reattack some of these levels here to basically find our new bottom over here and then start tracking up to create some new highs. So I am bullish on coin. I think coin has a good idea and a good case to go ahead and make a run for 150 in the near term with potential breaking out of this area here to go reattack that previous high. Walgreens, I think Walgreens fails. It's looking pretty weak to me. We got strong. We had this huge here and a strong decline. We got a little bit of a pop. Unless we can sustain the pop, I wouldn't be looking at Walgreens until we break the $24 range, and then I might be starting to look for a potential run towards this previous high here. But right now, until I see the confirmation of it being able to hold up here in the 24s, I'm gonna assume that we're probably gonna get rejection here and probably head to the downside, looking at 21 as the target. Disney, I'm liking it, guys. Disney looking like looking real good for a potential breakout. We had that wedge here. And congrats to those that caught this. Okay. I don't really play the options game with Disney, right? Because I own Disney shares. But we had the descending wedge coming in, and then it broke to the upside to go re-attack this previous high here. So I do like Disney with a push towards 96, 97. And if we can hold, it might be time to go ahead and start looking towards $100 if you give yourself enough time. Micron looking real bullish, man. Who would have thought, man? We ended up buying shares of Micron over here at 60. I never bought NVDA shares. I missed the boat on that one. It was too expensive. So what I did is I bought other ones that I thought could ride coattails. And Micron was good, and then it started getting its own name for itself, right? So we like Micron here. As long as we keep pressure up. But the issue with these AI stocks is, are they worth the valuation? That's the thing. So they're gonna have to prove it. Basically, we got the break here. We're watching this one to see if we get continuation of the break to the upside, or if we get a little bit of a retrace and a cool down from a significant push from over here in this level where we start to consolidate. United Health got a little bit of push. I think United Health has the case to go try to regain some of what it lost. I'm not really looking to trade this one. Key, we got shares of this. Stock Digger, one of my analysts. I buy all the stocks that she pushes out in her portfolio for 2024. This is one of the holdings. Doing really well right now. We like Key. We like Key Bank. Looking like we want to kind of break out this consolidation zone. So we're watching that one. On the semiconductor, looking pretty strong. Had a big, huge dump here, a nice incline, cool down period. Now it's time to go ahead and start traveling back up towards that previous level. So we got a nice little move of about $5 to $6 that we can make on that one. DraftKings. DraftKings, I like it for the push to the upside here. We did a little TA on DraftKings earlier. I pushed it off on the X platform. I like DraftKings for a break. I think coming into football, I think coming into March Madness, I think DraftKings has a good platform. They have a pretty good um, business. Excuse me, business model, and I think we can make a case for this to break this current level and travel to 45. And Snap. I like where Snap's headed. Okay. $20 incoming. Snap. Put it on your radar. Buy some shares. I like it. Looking really good right here. Really tough. Roku looking like it wants to break a little bit. We have to hold these levels here so we can break to the upper level. But definitely looking pretty strong, looking like we found bottom and push to the upside. It'd be good to see. All right, let's go ahead and do the big boys. Get Tesla first. Tesla, we're looking like a, oh, that's Google. Sorry. All right, we'll do Google. Yeah. All right, Google had a little pop, a little drop. Probably going to find some support, and we'll get another little push. Remember, it likes to do these runs and then have a nice significant drop of about the same or 50% more, right? So, or 50% less. This one, we had about the same and then it popped, right? About the same. Now we broke here. I could see the case for the pullback towards this level here, 143, 142, something like that. And then we start to travel back to the upside. Apple. Hold on. Right, no, there's all right, Apple. I got a case for Apple. I got 200 calls on Apple. I think Apple's going to be able to make it happen. I think we get the break here, and then we get just an explosion to the upside. I could see Apple pushing to 205 and just having everyone just go like, what the heck? That's FT. Microsoft. Still moving and shaking. All right. I think the case for Microsoft shows a little bit of weakness here at the top, buyer's exhaustion, and we could see the pullback on Microsoft. I'm actually bearish on Microsoft 390. I think a pullback to 390 makes sense, clearing this gap around here. Meta. All right. Meta, same thing. Meta looks like it's hit some buyer's exhaustion. Looks like we want to pull back and retrace a little bit. 375 on Meta. Last one, but not least. All right, Tesla struggling, but we're holding the same level, okay? I told you guys my theory about it. I got this going bet right here with the YouTube clan, Tesla to 220 or higher by the end of this week, or I'm going to give a random person a $100 gift card, whoever texts my business line when I do my Friday video, if I don't meet the mark. Now, so far, I've won one and I've lost one, okay? I won one, I think, on Rivian. And I lost one on Tesla again. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it again, because I think that we're getting this channel here. We're starting to find our support down here. The bottom is in. I think we get a nice little bounce. I'm looking for the bounce towards this line here. This is my target. So 232 would be my target. All right. It's it. Short, sweet, and to the point, guys. That's it, man. That's all I got for you. Okay, we did the market overview. We looked at some stocks. We got some ideas of what to look for on some trades going into tomorrow and the next week. Go check out my Sunday video, my Sunday motivator, because I did a whole breakdown of this week's earnings and next week's earnings as well, with a very in-depth with charting and all that type of stuff, man. It was about a 75-minute video, but it's full of charts and a lot of knowledge. All right. Remember, we got trade alerts over on Traders War Room. If that's something you're into and you're looking for a little bit of, a team to trade with, remember, Traders War Room's ideology, right? Is we're looking at the stock market. We consider it a war zone, and the stocks and the sectors, those are our battles. And the idea is to do it as a team of market warriors. That's the whole thing, So when you look at the stock market, the way that we look at it, it really fits very well, because we are at war when we're trading, man. I mean, we got the emotions flying, we're attacking, we get defeated, we get banged up, go through the emotions, 5 stages of grief and all that stuff, man. So it is like a battle. So it fits really well. And that's an ideology that Traders War Room has had since the conception of Traders War Room. So if that's something you can get down with and you want to check us out, the links are on the description. We got a free portion of the Discord, so you can come over there, check it out, take a trial on me, and see what we're about. And if you like it, you stay. And if you don't, you just become a free team market warrior, man. Check out the YouTubes and stuff like that. But I'm gonna let you guys go. Enjoy your Mondays. Let's go out there and make some money. Hopefully tomorrow is, a 1K to 2K day, because today it took a little bit. We made some money, but it took a while because we had to deal with a little bit of a chop, a little bit of volatility shift and stuff like that. So hopefully tomorrow we get more of a direct trend, so that the trend is our friend and we can ride it and make some real good money. So if you're ready, follow me. Let's go to war. Let's go out there and make some money. Later. All right, team, that's a wrap. Check out TWR's platform and come get some. Remember, scared money don't make money. You got to have a plan and a strategy. Got to be able to control your emotions. Stay calm, cool, and collected. And as always, if you're ready, follow me and let's go to war.
In the Traders War Room, warring with the market every day, we on Zoom. Never gonna quit, ain't no way we gonna lose. I done made a profit and it's way before noon. Way to go, dude, come and learn how to trade stocks. We rentless with the attack when this thing pop. We market warriors and we can share the same pot. I woke up and went to war in my tank top. Thanks, Pops, he an analyst, a veteran. And we ain't hating on them other dudes, we better than. I was down and then I learned about leveraging. And after that, I ain't never went red again. Green, right? It ain't bad, it just seemed like something wrong with you if you say we ain't tight. Get in and get out before you think twice. Let's have a toast, you bring the drinks and I'll bring ice. Defeat's nice in the Traders War Room. What you wanna do when the Traders War Room?